Yo, what's good, guys? I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time tuning in on here. My name is Cam Legend, and I'm a producer, an entrepreneur, and I love to dive deep, real deep, not shallow deep, okay? And what I do in my spare time is I like to get as much information as possible so the universe can reveal its secrets to me through intuition, synchronicity, premonitions, and things of this nature. And as I've dived deep in this field, a lot of things have been revealed to me just by paying attention. Just by paying attention, a lot of things have been revealed to me. And if this is your first time on here, also please like. It allows people to see my page through the algorithm. So what has the universe revealed to me? We are connected. Just like you have iCloud, where your data is stored in the bank, is just how we are. There's something called the Akashic Records that I would go into another time, but we are truly connected, okay? And this is from thoughts and forms, nature, animals, foods and planets, philosophies and religions. It is all based upon the same fundamentals. This is what we call syncretism, okay? Forward into the next ascension, we must understand and overstand the unification of everything. Society is a constant power struggle of keeping people divided on either pole of the spectrum, which subconsciously makes us divided and disconnected. But consciously, we know the true power is when things are unified and when things are in perfect harmony. If that's watching your favorite football team playing fluidly with chemistry, or if that's listening to your favorite songs and your singer's in perfect key, we know this consciously. So why do people fall for this trap? Because our conscious mind is only 5% of our true awareness. 95% of our mind is actually subconscious. That's why we could be awake, but literally sleepwalking, making hella mistakes repeatedly that we are unaware of due to our bad habits. Actions and thought are processed via the subconscious mind. Ultimately, you could be a prisoner of your subconscious mind, and the way to not be is by consciously being aware of your subconscious mind. And this can start by building a presence of mind. I learned this concept from Robert Greene's book, 33 Strategies of War. The first war is you, internally, your mind. Your mind plays tricks on you. So in order to be more alert, we must be focused. We must have quick thinking skills so you become more resourceful. We must be stable of our thoughts and feelings. We must have good awareness of all senses, all in spite of circumstances which could be distracting, stressful, or challenging. Being able to have a presence of mind allows you to make quantum leaps in your development of self-mastery, as you are not a victim to your own compulsion. So I say that to say this: to unlock the golden keys to the universe, one must analyze externally and most importantly, internally. It's a never-ending game. But what one must do is have that inner desire to learn more about themselves, which is the best dopamine hit for me personally. Knowing more about myself and my surroundings gives me fulfillment better than any instant gratification. I rather find something out about myself which took me 1 year than some kind of instant gratification like follows or likes on the social medias, or somebody's recognized my music. Don't get me wrong, it feels good, but I like true things that I didn't know about myself. That is what gives me true gratification. Is knowing thyself. So what did I discover that led me to make this video? One day I was doing some research into intelligence, and a passing thought led me down a rabbit hole. The thought that came to mind was, what is one of the smartest animals out there? And I said, boom, it's an octopus. So I went to watch some clips on octopuses and its abilities, being able to shapeshift, change colors and camouflage. They can remember things. They know how to escape zoos. And they can play puzzles and mazes. That's cool, right? But then I thought, wow, I bet some scientists and some engineers will make AI, artificial intelligence, based upon the octopus intelligence. And with one search result away, I found it to be true. It makes sense. Octopus have 9 brains and 3 hearts. Each tentacle has a mind of its own. Humans have a chakra system, and the main ones are individually its own brain. If you're caught up in your root chakra, for example, you can be consumed in sexual animalistic natures, which could have a strong hold on your life due to addictions. This will be you being caught up in your lower self. Okay? So in order to rise up in consciousness, you must be of your higher self, where you're not compulsive to your urges. So we have our own brain system, okay? You can move up to your stomach, your navel, and if you're compulsive to always eating, that can be another addiction, okay? So I decided to read this book called Other Minds, The Octopus, the Sea, and the Deep Origins of Consciousness, as I thought this was a good nudge to learn more about other animals and why they're so smart. But what I noticed when researching was the day the article came out. It was November the 3rd, 2019. I was like, wait, it was released in Scorpio season, or what we call the 8th zodiac house. Scorpio season runs from October the 23rd to November 21st. And I study etymology in order to learn and decode the hidden language in plain sight, to receive a greater understanding. Language is a word game of curses and spells, especially in English language. That's why we get lost, because the alpha and beta portions of our minds is connected to our conscious mind, so we don't connect the dots. And I just said, the conscious mind is only 5% of us. So let me break down to you the etymology. Oct means 8. Octagon has 8 sides. Octopus has 8 tentacles. Octagram is an 8-angled star polygon. Octahedron is a polyhedron. with 8 faces. October is the beginning of the 8th zodiac house, which is Scorpio. A scorpion has 8 legs. Is this a coincidence? Firstly, I don't believe in coincidences, and the information is clear to see. So, what about September? September also emanates from the word sept. Sept equaling 7. Septagon, which has 7 sides. September. This is the start of the 7th zodiac house, which is Libra, which is the scales. Let's break down the word Libra. Liberal. Okay? Equilibrate, which means balance. So, again, there's a connection. We move. November. November is just the same. Nonagon is a 9-sided shape. Nonagram is a 9-sided star. November is the 9th zodiac house towards the end of the month, which is Sagittarius. We move. Deca. Deca means 10. Decagon is a 10-sided shape. Decahedron is a polyhedron with 10 faces. December has the 10th zodiac house of Capricorn. So there is a clear connection, which is undeniable and not a coincidence. So let's talk about the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar was introduced in October 1582 by Pope Gregory, which means it's a very new system based on the existence of this earth, which runs back billions of years. Time is literally an illusion, but what is true is astrology, as it is based on the planetary alignments and how it moves by degrees. But astronomy calculates this. They will tell you that astrology is pseudoscience, yet it is the fundamental to our existence and what we call reality. I believe they say this as it is a finesse for people not to take it seriously, but more than ever, I'm seeing more people more interested into astrology in this new age. A lot of car businesses use the astrological logos to make their logos, from Tesla, Nissan, Maserati, Volvo, and Bugatti, Chiron. And the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. Elon Musk always talks about going to Mars. Maserati is actually the Neptune sign. So they use these symbols for their business, and they're very successful. The word chronological comes from the word Kronos, who was the king of Titans and the god of time, in particularly time when viewed as destructive. Kronos is also known as Saturn, which is the 9th dimension to our reality, and it is the seal to our physical manifestations from a Kabbalistic and alchemical point of view. It rules time, space, and matter. Lead is a physical manifestation of you. Saturn is the last planet we can see with our physical eyes, and it takes the longest to orbit the universe, of 29.45 years. This also coincides with the time of the moon's synodic period orbiting, which is 29.5 days. The moon is a natural satellite. The hexagon on Saturn makes a matrix cube. Buildings and structures is made on this cubic structure. Fundamental technologies are based upon Saturn intelligence. This is where we get the term 3 squared meals a day, Saturn being Satan, or satellite, which comes from Satan, because it uses the seal of Satan to make technologies like Bluetooth and network towers. Or time is money. The sine wave is inverted to make the dollar sign. People will argue with you and call you a star worshipper, yet the fundamentals of their religion is based upon the stars. But due to their consciousness and their disconnect from reality, they didn't connect the dots. Religious books are written in an allegorical manner, and the moon and stars are used as symbols, even in Islam. Symbols are picked up by the subconscious mind, which again is 95% of your mind. So if you have no mastery to your subconscious mind, you will never connect the dots. In religions like Islam, they fast based upon the moon, and the acknowledgement of the star and the moon goes back to the Ottoman Empire when they used the moon and the stars to navigate. So I say that to say this. When Michael Lanham wrote this article, was he conscious that he was talking about octopuses in Scorpio season? Or was he influenced by the planetary powers that be, which made him gravitate to this topic? Just like me. Because this information came to me personally, perfectly in line with the planetary alignments, which makes you think, is your thoughts even your thoughts? We are made of a stardust, right? Which I can dive deeper to in another video, to be honest. In my natal chart, I have a lot of Plutonian energy, which means I gravitate to this information by default, let alone the current transit. Pluto and Mars rule Scorpio season, which makes even more sense logically. If you have read the Kybalion, you will be familiar of the law of correspondence. These laws are immutable laws to the universe, which means it is unable to be changed over time. It is set in stone. The history of these laws go back to ancient Kemet, which we now call Egypt. This civilization was ahead of its time, and we are still somewhat living in an ancient Kemet reality, because it is simply the truth to the universe. The word alchemy actually is alchem, and this is where we get the word chemistry. Any word usually starting with al in English is derivative of Arabic and Aramaic language, like the word alcohol, which is alcohol or alkun, meaning body eating flesh spirit. Now, the Kybalion is also called the Hermetic Principles, a pluralistic way to say Hermes. Thoth, Tahuti, was the Egyptian god that gave this knowledge through the emerald tablets. The Greeks later received this knowledge, and their own god was called Hermes Trismegistus. This is the same deity of Thoth. Again, divine connection. But what is truth is these principles. In order to have fair knowledge of the esoteric realm, it is good to be familiar with these principles, as it will calibrate you to a path of truthfulness. The famous line from the law of correspondence is, as above, so below. So the law of correspondence says this: the principle of correspondence expresses the idea that there is always a correspondence between the laws of phenomena of various planes of beings and life. As above, so below. As within, so without. The principles state that there is a harmony which can be made, agreement and correspondence between these planes. The great physical plane, the great mental plane, the great spiritual plane. There are also inner planes and subplanes in between these. We have many connections of the above coinciding with the below, even when it comes to releasing music. Future was born in Scorpio season, and the ruling planet is Pluto. He calls himself Pluto. He dropped an album called Pluto. He just dropped another tape with Lil Uzi Vert in Scorpio season called Pluto, Baby Pluto. Is Future aware of this connection Or is he a dive deeper in astrology, but doesn't tell anyone? His name is Future, right? Lil Uzi Vert always talks about space. Travis Scott talks about the astral realm with album titles like Astro World and songs like Stargazer and more. Gunna dropped a tape called Wanna, with his body portrayed as that famous pic that we all know about, but with the zodiacs around it. Gunna is a Gemini, which is symbolic for being twins or having an alter ego. Kanye West is a Gemini who is bipolar in either sides of the poles. This could be a good thing or a bad thing, but he is a billionaire when it comes to it all. Trippie Redd dropped his tape called Pegasus on a full moon. Pegasus is another Greek deity in Greek mythology. I'm sure they are aware of this syncretism. A lot of artists appear to be dumbed down, but actually they are not. It is a facade. They are very intelligent, hence why they are rich, and a lot of them read books and are informed on critical matters. So we spoke about the physical plane and what is happening on the ground, but let's talk about the real below, the furthest pole, all the way down to the sea. An octopus can be considered to be the part of the 8th zodiac house due to its similar nature of a scorpion. Scorpio's element is water, and the sea's origins and the true nature of the sea is still a mystery in itself. Many people have said we will never actually discover the true natures of the sea. Octopuses are mysterious creatures. You could call it an alien, right? You could shapeshift and change different colors and act as if it's a coral. If this isn't alien intelligence, I don't know what is. We tend to look up in the sky for UFO and aliens, but we're already living with them in this physical plane. Hades is another great god, also known as the king of the underworld, but not in the same nature as the sea, but in death. Which brings more polarity to the nature of this video. Scorpio's season signifies death, transformation, and sacrifice. These words could be used in a literal sense and also physical. That's the nature of polarity, which is in everything but time. Let's not make this video sinister and keep it literal, but death could be death of your consciousness as you rise up to another plane of you, your higher self. As you get to your higher self, you are then able to see the true mysteries to the universe because you experience it. The goal of this life is to find out who you truly are, which is divination. But if you are caught up in your lower self and your urges, you will never experience it, leaving you empty and able to be psycho-attacked because you are not able to discern to the truth. AI will be another entity on this physical plane, and it may and will have better judgment than some humans. Why? Because the humans that have invented it have better awareness and knowledge of you. If you are compulsive, let this be a food for thought. Break the habits. It only takes 21 days to build a new habit, and our brains are very adaptable. Neuroplasticity is the ability of neural networks in the brain to be changed through growth and reorganization. You don't have to be a victim of yourself. You just need to start. This video has shown the clear connection between the microcosm and macrocosm reality to our universe. And I hope this video has given more clarity to reveal the secrets between us and the divination. The divination is us. And with that being said, if you've liked this video, please like, share, subscribe, and all of that. And keep your eyes peeled. I've got more on the way. Peace.